After months on the road, I've been trying to adjust back to city life, but the longer I'm here, the more disconnected I feel. So today, I want to escape the confines of the big city and all the noise, concrete, and people. We're going to a place here that feels almost wild, and there's one thing about this place I didn't expect at all. Hi! Today we have a very exciting day planned ahead of us because I have been sharing in the last video how difficult it has been for me to adjust to being in the city after spending so much time in nature. And basically I want to show you guys what I've been doing to try to find nature in the city. And I've lived in Toronto almost my entire life, and I believe I have found the most wild, untouched spot in Toronto where you can find the most nature, the best nature within the city of Toronto limits. This does not include the Greater Toronto area because that includes a whole lot of other cities and it becomes a very big area. I'm talking about the city, the proper city of Toronto. And before we go do that, I want to make a quick smoothie and have a little bit of a breakfast before we go because the place that we're going to is going to be requiring a bit of a hike. So my go-to when I'm in a hurry is I just make a quick smoothie and I boil a couple of eggs, which I guess I should have started before I started making the smoothie. And then we're gonna go. And this place is so wild that dogs are not allowed to go, unfortunately. So we will have to leave little Archie behind. So I'm gonna make his breakfast so he's not hungry while I'm away. Baby, hungry? Go, sweetheart. Have your breakfast. Wait. Okay. All right, the eggs are done. I wonder how many eggs I've eaten in my whole life. I was listening to a podcast and one of the listeners submitted a question, which is, if you could have the number account of anything in your whole life, what would that number be? But I think what I would probably be more interested in knowing is how many steps have I taken my whole life? Or in other words, how many kilometers or miles have I ever walked my whole life? That'd be really interesting to know. And I'm excited to take you guys on this walk because I'm not a fan of walking in the city, of urban hiking. It just doesn't really hit the same way as walking in nature. It's better than nothing, but no. Someone in the last video commented that I can make my space more cozy and more nice and put plants and things like that. And believe me, I would love to have plants in my condo. That would make the space feel so much more livable. But the problem is, when I go on my extended trips on the road, I don't have anyone to watch my plants. My mom doesn't want to do it. My sister doesn't want to do it. They've both already adopted one of my plants from my last trip, and it's like a burden to them. They don't want to take care of more plants. So I have no plants, but my friend gifted me a bouquet of flowers for my 39th birthday, and this is the only nature I have in the condo, and they've already died. and they've turned into these dried flowers, but they're still so beautiful. We're on our way to Shoppers Drug Mart, which, for those of you who are not Canadian, it is our equivalent of Walgreens, CVS, Rexall, those kind of places. And I'm going there because I want to get some supplements, because I'm finding that my diet alone is not giving me what I need. I'm looking right now for folate, more specifically methylated folate, because I have the MTHFR gene mutation, which means that I don't methylate folate efficiently, so I lose a lot of energy, which means I need to supplement it. Otherwise, I will be tired and lose my hair and all sorts of other things. But it's important that methylated folate is what you're taking. You don't want folic acid, because that is not gonna do it for you. So if you don't know if you have the MTHFR gene mutation, you can get a really simple blood test through your family doctor, and it shouldn't be very expensive, and you can find out what you have and which type you have. Right, I'm not super surprised by this, but they don't carry folate here, so I'll have to go to a healthy food store to get that.
Continue to scan your Optimum card or next items.
I just went to change really quick because it's actually really warm today. It finally feels like spring is here. So I changed into something a little less warm, and we're gonna drive over to the park. Is it weird seeing me in a different car than Stardust? I feel like I'm cheating on her. But this is my daily driver in Toronto. It's a Mazda CX-5, 2021, I believe. And yeah, this is how I get around the city of Toronto, because it is a big city and you kind of need a car to do all the things you want to do. So
driving through downtown, I can't stop noticing how disconnected it feels from anything natural. Everywhere I look, it's buildings, construction, noise, and I keep thinking about how normal this is supposed to feel. But lately, I've been questioning it more. Like, how did this become the environment we spend most of our lives in? And the more I notice it, the harder it is to ignore how different it feels from being outside of it.
we made it to Tommy Thompson Park, and already I can hear all the birds singing. And what's unique about this nature preserve is that it's in the middle of the city. It is in the middle of a lot of construction, a lot of industrial sites, a lot of industrial corporations and businesses. And you can come here and take refuge, ironically, in the midst of all of that. We are right now at the beginning of the park, which is the nature center. And we're gonna go all the way down the peninsula and see some beautiful wetlands there. Then we're gonna see the pedestrian bridge. And then it continues all the way to the very end of the peninsula where we have Lighthouse Point. And this is where I turn around and go all the way back.
What makes this place so unique is that it wasn't meant to be wild at all. It was built from construction fill, extending out into the lake to help protect the harbor and guide boats safely along the shoreline. But over time, something unexpected happened. Nature started to take it back, and now it's become one of the most important stopover points for migratory birds in the entire region. Every spring and fall, thousands of birds pass through here, resting, feeding, continuing their journey along Lake Ontario. It's kind of surreal that in the middle of a city like Toronto, a place built for something completely different is now part of something much bigger, a living, connected ecosystem.
There are a lot of cyclists out here today, so we're gonna take the pedestrian path that is closer to the water instead of walking on the main road. And Lake Ontario is looking very beautiful today. And it's a little bit ironic because we're sitting here in a nature preserve, and all around the peninsula you see giant pieces of used concrete and rebar that has been used to construct this peninsula, and it's everywhere. As soon as you go to the shoreline, you can see exactly what this place is made out of, and it's an interesting idea. Like, the city is creating green spaces that support the environment using the garbage that it has created. When I was younger, I used to always aspire to run, and I always thought running is the epitome of a healthy lifestyle, and I had to run in order to be healthy and fit. But now, with my lived experience, I'm realizing running is not for me. It hurts my knees. I don't enjoy it. I don't find it fun. I don't want to do it. And instead, I realized that walking is my favorite thing to do. After every single walk I do in this park, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. I feel my stress levels have gone down. My mood is better. I feel happier. And it has just improved my life immeasurably. My goal in my life is really to find more ways to spend time in nature. And when I'm in nature, to only focus on that, not to listen to music, not to listen to podcasts, walking alone in solitude, and really just being mindful of everything I'm seeing and everything I'm hearing and feeling. But I truly believe it needs to be part of the everyday if possible, and the only way that can happen is if cities have green spaces like this. Yeah, I'm really grateful for this park. All right, we're here on the pedestrian bridge, which actually opens and allows boats to go from one area to the other. This is one of my favorite spots of the island because you get an amazing view of Toronto on one side and then beautiful, perfect peace on the other. I would take walks here in the winter as well, and Arctic birds would migrate and winter here, so this whole area would be covered with birds, and it was so beautiful. That swan has been honking the entire walk so far. But you know, not all noise is created equal. The noise of the city, nobody likes that. It's called noise pollution for a reason, and studies have shown that it increases stress and anxiety and depression. But this little guy singing his heart out, I don't know what he's saying, but I like it. I like hearing it. I wonder if he's trying to mate or attract a mate, or if he's angry, if there's some beef between him and another swan. I misjudged the swan that was making that honking sound. It's actually this guy. Oh my goodness. And I don't know if you can tell, but on that island is a whole host of migrating birds, and they have been on that island since the end of winter, and you can hear them squawking the whole park, and there are hundreds of birds there, and my camera is not like able to show it, but it's really cool. This park is constantly restoring nature. And one example of that is a few years ago, they planted new trees in this little hillside here. And they're also restoring a meadow down there and trying to get the plants to repopulate. And it's really cool to see how much they've grown over the last few years and how they're filling out. And soon enough, this whole area will be filled with trees for the birds to nest in. Oh my gosh, there are deer here. Oh, we're so lucky. I haven't seen deer yet this year. Oh, he's going into the forest. I'm gonna try. There's another one there. There's another one there. It's okay, you can go.
This place has become a lifeline for me as I try to adjust back to city life. Just being able to walk here, slow down, and actually notice what's around me, it feels like a small way of reconnecting. And I don't take that for granted, having access to something like this in a city this big, because without it, I don't think this would feel sustainable. But at the same time, there's still this question in the back of my mind, is this enough? And honestly, I'm still trying to figure that out.